Welcome guys. So this is my first gameplay video of the game I've been working on. I know the last video has been, how long? Oh, yeah, it was a year ago. It's okay. So, essentially what we've been working on here, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Witch Hat Atelier, but this is a pretty much inspired by the spell system in that game. So to get started, this is a Sage Atelier. You're gonna go ahead and talk to them. So, new to the Quill Apprentice? Don't read about it. Draw with me. I'll guide your hand at the desk, stroke by stroke until your first spell is sealed. So, let's go ahead and draw along. Your first spell together. A spell is only ink on a sheet, a ring to bind it, a heart to power it, a push to send it. I'll guide your hand one stroke at a time. Let's begin. So first thing you're gonna do, it's saying to trace the outer ring, so we're gonna go ahead and trace it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously, if you've ever watched the anime, you know that if the more perfect you draw it, the better it looks. Not trying to sound like a Reddit mod. Go ahead and draw the triangle. So this is going to be the fire core stone. You can see over here on the left on the lexicon. It says fire. And then you can draw an arrow going outwards. And you can see it's a keen flame surge. So keen meaning it's kind of dispersed. Flame meaning that's the element. And then surge meaning it's kind of like surging forward, right? But yeah, essentially that's the name of the spell. It's kind of like a dynamic naming system, right? We'll go ahead and seal the satchel. So you're going to need ink for this, but go ahead and seal. And now we're done. And now, if you come over to one of the training dummies, boom. Just do a little quick burst of fire. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Cool, right? Now, it definitely does get more complex than this. So there's layers to this, right? So first things first, you can't just craft a spell. You have to go get the ink. And if you ever watched the show, they do what's called silverwood. Now, you have to mine silverwood, right? I guess chop silverwood, not mine it. But you're going to chop the silverwood. You go ahead and boil the ink into the actual ink that you'll be using. So you have 6 ink now. And then what you'll do is you have a whole, lexicon, that gives you all the different modifiers, all the different core keystones, all that stuff, right? What we'll do, we'll go ahead and draw a circle. So this is going to be one of my favorite ones. It's the lightning tornado. So what you'll do to make lightning is light and fire make burning fire, or burning light, sorry. So burning light is essentially like plasma, right? Then to kind of like make it go in a circle, you'll need wind, right? So the wind will move the plasma in a circle and that'll create a tornado. So what you'll do, we'll start off with wind. Draw a spiral outwards. So K's, right? 60% accuracy, good enough. We'll need light. So the light is a little tricky. Sometimes it doesn't get it. What usually helps is if you just do a cross with that. There we go, Hikari. Yeah, that usually does it. Then might need to, work on some of that, but it's all good. And then we'll go ahead and do fire. That's right. So fire. Right? So we got Hono, Haze, and Hikari. And Haze is propelling Hikari and Hono, right? Doesn't really matter the area of like where you put them as long as they're in the inner ring. So this is the inner ring. You have the outer ring with the runes. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle around the inner ring. And that's going to be a rotational operator. So this spins the wind, the light, and the fire. And that creates lightning. And if you wanted to, you could send it forward. So we'll send it forward. So it'll move forward and we'll put wind behind it. so it propels it forward even more. And this is where we get to the runes. So you got Impact, where it bursts on strike. Magnify, where it increases the size, but it makes it slower. Faster, or Haster, where it makes it faster, but it doesn't do as much damage. Damp, which makes it, stable and soft, right? This is kind of more like a modifier for directing to a different spell. Endure, which makes it last longer, right, but not as effective. And then you have the other ones. We'll get into those later. But essentially, what we'll do is we'll magnify it, so we'll make it pretty big. We'll actually add like 3 of them, so we want to make it really big. So it's a really big tornado. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this. So this is what the spell looks like. You can also put it on the ground and stuff, or the walls, all that good stuff, right? But what we'll do is we'll go to the cow over here, and we'll put it on him. And, oh, we're dying. Oh. Anyways, you kind of got to see it. It is pretty big. Might have made it a little too big, kind of hurts ourselves, right? But nonetheless, gets the point across, right? Now, that's just the beginning, right? So there's tons and tons and tons of different combinations that you can do, right? We'll go ahead and we'll do another one that I really like. So this is with Earth, right? So what you could do is you could do Earth, which is a square, so Iowa. You do an arrow pointing up, an arrow pointing to the left, an arrow pointing to the right, and then you get a basically kind of like a stone wall, right? What we could do is we can magnify that one as well, make that one big. So let's say somebody's shooting a spell at you. Boom. Go ahead and throw that guy up, right? Now we're good, right? Maybe they're chasing after you. Go ahead and block them off to pull some Fortnite moves, But it's pretty cool. It's one of my cooler ones, right? Some other things, you can do that I really like is you can create what's called subseals. Now, to kind of help with creating these, since drawing them does take a bit of time, you can craft a stencil. I'll go ahead and put it in my inventory here. But essentially what that does is that kind of helps you just drag and drop these. You do have to craft it when you actually go into the live game, so you won't be able to do this right away, but pretty easy. But yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to do multi-layer seals, right? So you have a large seal and then you have 2 smaller seals. You can have up to 3, so we'll do 3. I don't have enough ink for this, but I'll go get some later. And let's kind of space these out a little bit. All right. So what we'll do something pretty cool, right? So we'll do water. Right? And what this will do is this will splash them. So we're going to water, we're going to put wind behind it, and then we're going to go ahead and make an arrow going outwards. Now it doesn't really detect it because you have to put the keystones in the other ones before it starts detecting all the other stuff. But what we'll do is we'll do water, we'll do a lightning spell here, and then we'll go ahead and hit them off with a fire spell. All right, so yeah, we'll shoot the wind, and then we'll go ahead and draw arrows in the direction that we want the spell order to go. So it'll go from seal 1 to seal 2 to seal 3. So we drew an arrow from this one to this one and this one to this one. So you can see here we have a tied lance. Lance meaning it's like a shot, a light bloom, and then a flame bloom. We'll fix those. But we'll go ahead and we'll do this, and then we'll draw an arrow. And this will be a plasma lance. And then we will go ahead and we'll hit them off with a fire tornado. Make it go forward. Perfect. Put some wind behind it, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that worked. Tornado. Perfect. So, I don't have enough ink. I only have 2 ink. So we're going to have to go get some more. So, required minimum of 2 of these trees to craft 2 ink. So go ahead and we'll craft that. We'll come over here and we'll seal it. And boom. So now we have a 3-layer seal. So that's what I like to call it. I like to call it layers. So each spell is a layer. And it goes in order, right? So let's go ahead and find our training dummy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cast water. Oh. Okay. So fun thing. We didn't mess up. We just drew the arrow very poorly. So that's one thing to kind of look out for, right? When you draw the arrow, you want to draw it straight up. If you draw it to the left a little bit, it'll come out to the left wherever you're casting. So that's a fun little thing, right? I guess we didn't draw it super well. So now another one I do really like to do to combo in with these, because I mean, I'm sure you guys already saw you could place the spells down, right? So you can kind of, we'll do a quick one here. Tornado. We'll go ahead and just put it on the wall here and activate it. So right click, and it shoots a tornado out. Right, pretty cool. One thing I really like to do with those kinds of multi-layer spells is I like to get a tether spell, which kind of links 2 spells together, and then place one on a wall or a ground, and then remotely activate it, kind of like a remote C4 kind of, right? So let's grab some wood here. Okay, so something you could do, right? Craft some ink. Do a ring. Do 2 seals. So this one is going to be the remote activator, and this one's going to be, you know what? We'll freeze. We'll freeze. So we'll freeze somebody. So how you freeze is you do wind. You do a circle around wind. Whoops. Sometimes it doesn't always get it. There you go. That makes cold. And then you get water. And what that does is that freezes the water. And then we want that to basically go in a tornado. Oh. Can we get it? There we go. Maybe not. Might be too much going on here. It's okay. We'll just shoot out freeze. I kind of need to make it so you can zoom in. But essentially, yeah, you'll shoot out the freeze, and we'll remotely activate it. So to remotely activate things, you do 3 light. You do wind in between all 3 light. You do arrows going outwards in all directions. This creates a tether. Let's combine these. So you see light tether and a tide lance. Oh, tide lance. Ooh, wait. Hold on. We'll fix that in a minute. We'll do this first. So pop these in. All right. Go arrows in all directions. Perfect. And then, so the one thing about the tethers is you have to put a key code, right? And you use that with the runes. So how are you supposed to know that this is your spell and you want it to activate this? Well, let's say you have like 3 different spells that are remotely activated. You don't want them all to activate at once. So we have key codes. So my key code for this one will be impact, magnify, impact. It could be anything, but that's my key code. So that'll be that one. This one, we'll go ahead and try this one more time here where we can go ahead and draw a circle around this. That makes it cold. We'll do the water here. And then this would be frost. And then we'll do an arrow going outwards. So Frost Lance with the light tether. We're going to go ahead and seal this, and then we're going to make the remote detonation. So it's the same thing. So whichever one activates, the other one activates. It could be in your inventory, it could be dropped on the ground, it could be placed on a wall, it doesn't really matter, right? If a player picks it up, you can basically blow them up, right? But essentially, you go ahead and draw arrows outwards. Boom, doesn't have to be super perfect. And then we did impact, magnify, impact. All right, so this is the first one we made, right? So let's go ahead and let's, you know, we can just place it wherever, just so you guys can see it. Let's remotely activate it. Boom, look at that. So what we can do is, I'm pretty sure if you place it on a wall, it goes upwards. So I could try that. Oop. So remote activate. Oh, comes at me. Yeah, pretty cool though, right? So yeah, if you place it on a wall, it goes to shoots directly outwards of the wall. If you place it on the floor, it goes to the direction that you're facing and wherever you drew the arrow. So this was the lightning tornado, so we'll go ahead and, oh, had to be careful there. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Now that's just kind of like the spell aspect. We're in the training ground right now. We'll go ahead and go to the main menu. Let me go ahead and get my second account pulled up here. We're going to call him test. So let's get test added. So add test. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and go in a lobby. We're going to invite test to a new lobby. Go ahead and accept it. Actually, you guys can see I'll invite myself to a lobby. Invite. Oh, wait, hold on. Invite. So we got an invite, so we'll accept it. Awesome. So we're in the lobby. We'll go ahead and enter the training ground. You can join voice chat, you know, if you want. But essentially, this is what we look like. Our test account. Pretty cool. He's got a little cloak on. But what you can do is you can start a match. So we'll do the vast biome match. So start it. And we'll go ahead and look for the other player. So I already have my other player on my other monitor, so I already know where I'm at, but we'll go ahead and get some items and stuff. You can also, you know, farm and stuff, right, to get it, but this is mostly meant if you're going to do like 4 players. Usually you want to do the smaller map if you only have like 2 people. But yeah, basically, it's like a death match or battle royale, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll find my other player over here. He's near the bounding of the world, the outer bounding. All these maps are completely generative, so they're different every time. Now these in particular kind of have the same setup. I do want to change it so it's a little bit different, and I want to make the biome smaller. But yeah, you can essentially see right here we have our other player. I'll go ahead and drop him some ink. I'll pick it up on my second screen here. And what I will do is I will cast a fireball on myself. So, and just so you guys can see. Pretty cool. You slowly burn to death, and then you die, and then the game ends, and then looks like test 1. He leveled up twice from that one. Pretty cool test. Pretty cool. You can also see your player. This is what my player model looks like. Now, some of the graphics aren't the best. I'm not the best, you know, at all that. But block bench, you know, if any of you guys want to reach out, if you have some cool models, cool ideas, go ahead and join up in the Discord, right? I'll have a Discord down below for people who are interested in this project, who want to, you know, see it, maybe play it, try it out, right? I'll probably be hosting the server through like Amazon, and then creating beta codes for people to try out. Currently I have this running off of my computer through Cloudflare. So it's a little laggy. I don't have the best internet. When me and my friends are playing though, it definitely like, what are you teleporting? No, we're not teleporting. My internet just sucks. Sorry guys. But yeah, there's a lot more to this game. You know, like putting spells on items, you know, and shooting them out. That's a 3-layer spell where it heals, throws a wall up, and draws a smoke cloud. I don't really know what the idea was for this one, but there's lots to explore, guys. There's a guidebook that goes over everything, and you slowly unlock it as you level up. If you guys want to see more of this, go ahead and let me know, guys. But yeah, join up in the Discord if y'all are interested. Besides that, I will see you guys in the next video when we add more stuff, right? Yeah, pieces out, guys.